Good morning, grade 1. Good morning, lovely ones. How are you today? Today our lesson is similar to the yesterday's lesson. Okay? It's also parts. Okay? Or we can say equal parts or equal shares. But today we will little bit remember the clock. Do you remember the clock? Do you remember the analog clock? It was a circle. And do you remember when the circle is into half? When the long hand is in number 6? What did we said? What did we say? We said it is half. Why do you think we said half? Look, it is half of the circle here. Half of the analog circle. So that's why we said half. It was just 1/2. Okay? It is a half. Now, if I want to say here 1/2, and this is the 2, so 2 halves. 2 halves. Our lesson today is about halves. I know you remembered it. Now, I want you all to hold your pencil and open page 687 and let's start. I want you now to start drawing a square and a circle and a rectangle. Okay, and then I want you to draw the line in the middle of each shape. Let's draw a line. I will use another color to draw a line. You can do the same like me. Okay, I'm gonna cut it into 2. I'm gonna cut it into half. I'm gonna cut it into half. I have my best friend and I'm gonna share her with everything I have. I have a sandwich. I'm gonna take 1/2 and I'll give her a second half. And I have here a circle eraser shape. It's an eraser with circle shape. Okay, I'll give her half of my eraser and I'm gonna take the second half of the eraser. And I have a chocolate bar. I will give her half for her and I'm gonna take the second half. So into how many parts did you separate these shapes? Yes, great job. It's 2 equal parts. So I separated these shapes into 2 equal parts, or we can say 2 equal shares. When we separate each shape into 2 parts, 2 equal parts, they should be equal. The parts should be equal. Then we can say it is what again? It is halves. So, cutting the shape into 2 equal parts makes halves. Okay? If I have again last time 2 parts, what can I say? We can say I have halves. 2 equal parts means half. 2 halves. So put a big star now and move to the next page. Page 688. Here we go, page 688. Now hold your pencil and let us solve this page together. A whole. This is a whole. When I have a whole sandwich, a whole eraser, a whole chocolate bar, a whole pizza. So it is a whole. Okay? I have it, all of it, all of it. If I have a whole that is separated into two equal parts, is separated into halves. So two equal parts, halves. If they were just two, they were not equal, I cannot say that it halves. It is not a half. Okay? So now, two equal parts means two halves. Halves. So our word today is halves. Each part is a half. One half of the whole. So one part is a half. While if I wanna talk about the two equal parts, we can say two equal. Put a big heart on an equal. It should be equal, okay? Two equal parts, or we can say two halves. If it was equal, so it's gonna be halves. Great job. Now let's go to the first question. Write how many equal parts make up the whole. Let us count. Here I have a square. Look this square. Look at it. Into how many parts did they cut this square for me? 1, 2. So this is a part and this is the second part. So it's two equal parts. Let's go to the circle here. I have a whole circle. The circle is separated into two equal parts. 1 and 2. So 1 part and 2. So two equal parts. Here equal, here equal. So I can say halves here. And here also I can say halves. Great job. Now let's go to the next one. Draw lines to show two equal parts. How many halves? This is draw lines. And I want to know how many halves. Okay? I'm gonna cut this. I can cut it into, look, I can cut it in two ways. The first way, I cut it like this. It is two halves. Or the second way, I cut it like this. Okay? You can choose one way, not both ways. The one way makes two halves. This one half, and this is the two halves. Two halves. Now let's move to the next question. I'm gonna cut the circle into halves. Let's count the halves. 1 half, 2 halves. 1 half, 2 halves. So halves. Okay? Halves and halves. We're done from page 688. Great job. Put a big star. And let's move to the next one. I want you to solve this page alone, okay? Let your mommy read the question for you. And I tell you what? I know you can read it alone. You're super smart. Let's go to the next.